thermal solar is at least half the cost, could be a little less right now, and then it's specifically excluded under Measure B. It's basically plumbing and pipes and steam generation. It's not an electrical problem. So it seems as though that was perfectly excluded to back up what they're saying because it benefits the union to exclude it. Now, why would you exclude that? Any technology that could be cheaper and more efficient and allow the other trades to come in.
I have to ask that question of Working Californians because that was part of their initiative.
Working Californians, of course, is the IBEW. The two co-chairs, as you know, are IBEW 18 and 11. If I got the numbers right. Business managers. Okay, so there is some politics involved in this.
I'm not a politician. It's above my pay grade.
Mike Rubio.
And who are you, organization, if any, you're with?
Southern California Laborers Apprenticeship, Senior Coordinator. And basically the reason why I oppose Measure B is because it doesn't include the other trades. It just favors IBEW. We have the skilled work and craft to do that type of work. We have many people trained in NABCEP certified PV installers. And all we ask for is a little piece of the pie. Right now, work is very difficult for many trades. A lot of people on the out-of-work list, and that's all we ask for.
80% of the work is labor's work, and only about 20 to 30% is electrical work on the connection. And all the industry basically recognize that. It makes sense to use a labor at a less cost because you need to save money here. Now, wouldn't it be wiser as you an economic measure to use a man who's making $10 less just on the installation, right? Rather than to pay a high-level electrician just to set a panel. Right? Our laborers can do that, everything else but the connection. It would make more sense because you're saving $10 per man hour, better use somewhere else. That money can buy either more panels and extend the program. As an economic major, I would think that you would see that rather than use one local at a higher rate than us doing the same job. Now the setting of the panels is not dangerous. That's not electrical, it's basically construction, and it's in the state of California, you got 5 crafts that do that. IBEW, the laborers union, the sheet metal workers, the iron workers, and the roofers are currently working in that.
Right.
So to your answer about it being dangerous, in Hawaii, the laborers and electricians work closely setting solar panels on the government's installations. So for you to stand here and say it's a dangerous job to set a solar panel to justify a higher rate for one particular union, now, as an economic major, that's not sound.
Well, I don't understand why people aren't excited, aren't thrilled by the fact that we're going to build more solar in California than there is in Japan right now. Just in Los Angeles, I should say.
The labor's union is excited about all this work.
Yeah, great. It's good.
The problem we have is you're creating another local, or you're creating another school and another training program when we already have one.
Yeah, because we're trying to train up kids so they can get jobs. Part of the idea of this program is to create jobs.
We have the guys unemployed here.
My name is Gerardo Almeida. I'm with the Laborers Union, representing 89,000 members here.
How do you think the meeting went today?
The meeting was kind of like stonewalled, like always. Vague answers to our questions, valid questions. It just seems that the IBEW holds a tremendous amount of power over our politicians and what goes on here. They won't recognize that we are laborers working for the Department of Water and Power, and continuously the IBEW has systematically run our laborers out of the department and basically profess that work is theirs. My opinion is when you could bring a laborer doing installation for $10 an hour less at $26 plus benefits, rather than paying somebody from the IBEW considerably much more per man hour, you're going to save thousands to millions of dollars on these projects, therefore adding more money into the kitty and getting more solar panels and putting more solar panels on the roads.
Technology. Now, we're not going to be doing bleeding edge, cutting edge technology. We're going to try to install conventional technology. The whole 1280 megawatt plan is pretty technology agnostic. That is, we're not going to necessarily do just PV or thin film, but we're also not going to be looking at really bleeding edge technologies unless the risk is being borne by the third party. Now, if we contract with you and you go out and use some bleeding edge technology and it doesn't work, we're only going to pay you for the generation that you actually provide to us. That protects our ratepayers. So the onus will be on the developer, the seller of the power, to make sure that they have a technology that will work. So to the extent we do a power purchase agreement, whatever technology they want to use, that's fine. But on the facilities that we're going to install on our properties, we're going to use conventional technology so we know what the output's going to be. So that's the 400 megawatts.